and I'm sweating. I hate talking about myself, so. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Yami here. Thanks so much for joining in. Happy Saturday, first and foremost. I hope you guys had a fantastic week. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. Most of you know, or some of you know, that I am an ambassador for Fashletics, an apparel and jewelry company down in Florida. And Sarah over at Fashletics thought it would be a really cool idea for us to kind of partner up and create this cool series called Strength and Style Saturday. So they have a focus on empowering women and basically wearing all these thoughts that go through our head. We are strong, believe in yourself, you know, things of that nature. So she reached out to me and said, wouldn't it be cool if we have this Strength and Style Saturday where you can wear some of our stuff, kind of show off what we're all about, and I either speak about something or do a workout based on whatever it is, and obviously show you guys the cool apparel. So we kind of went back and forth and thought about what the first subject should be, and I realized that I haven't really shared my story with you guys, and I kind of didn't want to do it so quickly, but I figured if you guys are gonna join me and if we're gonna have this relationship, you should know where I came from, my history, and how I actually got here. So with that being said, let's just get started. So I told her a little bit about my story, and she came back at me and told me, it sounds like you chose strength, and that is a huge part of their company. And so she sent me the bracelet that I was actually eyeing. I don't know if you guys can, let me get out of the way so I can focus on it. And she sent me this cute crop top. Let me see if I can kind of show you guys what it looks like. This is a medium. I can go probably down to a small, but I love it. Let me see if I can show you what it looks like. Sorry about the mess in my room. I just kind of wanted to show you guys what she sent me, and I'm obsessed with it. I choose strength. What does that mean to me? Basically it's what I'm doing right now. I'm in a part of my life right now where I'm choosing to be strong, leaving things behind, things that I thought I wanted that I don't really want anymore, and stay true to myself and to yeah, be strong. So let's back up. Okay, here it is. A second. I've kind of tried to not talk about this as much, just because I don't want to bring those negative vibes back into my life. Those of you that have gone through eating disorders or have had a bad relationship with food probably know what I'm talking about. You know, the more you talk about something, the more you're just going to dwell on it, and you're just going to bring in negative energy. So I've had a bad relationship with food, body image issues for as long as I could remember. I always knew that I was like not the skinniest or whatever, and that didn't really bother me until high school one time when our dance team took a picture in crop tops, and I was the co-captain, so I was in the front with my captain and I think the first lieutenant or whatever it was, and we were sitting down or kneeling, and we were all wearing crop tops, and then I noticed that my belly was like had like rolls in it. And nobody ever said anything to me. No one made fun of me. No one, you know, I didn't go through all that bullying in terms of weight. But that was when I was really like, ew, that's what I look like. And my two teammates next to me are like super thin and athletic. And I was just like, I don't know if I like that. So that kind of stuck in the back of my head. Move on to college. I was still dancing somewhat. And there was a point that I stopped dancing, and then I wanted to get back into dancing, so I auditioned for my dance team in my school. But I remember the first time I auditioned, the coach took me aside and she's like, I'm sorry, work on your technique a little bit, lose a little bit weight, and come back next year and audition. At that point I was like, okay, sure, it's constructive criticism, I'll do it, and I'll come back next year better than ever. So that's when I started losing weight. I reached out to a trainer, and he made this whole program for me. It was very strict. It was like brown rice chicken, brown rice tilapia, broccoli, pineapple, stuff like that. And I did cardio. I didn't really lift at all. Just, I remember doing cardio and abs, and I thought, I'm gonna get there. I did lose weight. I think I lost about 10 pounds that year, or 10-15 pounds. Oh, I probably should tell you how much I weighed. I weighed 186 pounds back then. That was the heaviest I ever got. And yeah, so I lost weight. I think I got to like 168 or something like that the first year after I auditioned. And so I went back, auditioned, and she took me aside again, the coach, and she was like, you know, you're so good, and I'm drawn to you when you dance, but you need to lose a little bit more weight. And I was like, really? You're gonna tell me this and you're not gonna accept me because I'm overweight? Which I wasn't. So again, I was naive, and I was like, okay, I'll lose more weight. So a year passes, I lost more weight, took more classes so I can improve my technique. I come back the following year, so this is 3 years now, and I auditioned. And you know when you really kick ass and you feel good about yourself, and you're like, I dominated it, I did my best, and you just felt good. And that's how I felt. I felt awesome. I was like, this is it, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get on this dance team, and life will be great. I did not make the dance team. However, she read the names of who did make the dance team, and at the end she was like, and number whatever I was, can I please talk to you? So I went down, she took me aside, and she was like, listen, your technique has improved tremendously. Kudos for coming back a third year. But unfortunately, your butt's just way too big for this dance team. What? I didn't have a reaction for that. I immediately started crying, and I just walked away. I didn't have anything to say to her. I mean, at this point I was very like naive, and I was just like shocked by the whole thing. And I was like, so talent really doesn't matter at the end of the day. And then I remember I just darted out, just cried all the way home, cried my eyes out. And then from there it was like a downhill battle, meaning my body image became the #1 thing on my mind every day, all day. I was very upset. I think I gained some weight right after that. So we're gonna fast forward through college. I graduated. I went on vacation for a month right after graduation. I went to Turkey, Greece, and Spain. And I went there, I lost weight. I ate a lot, but the food over there is just so much more clean and healthier for you, and not processed. And I remember I lost weight. I came back and I was around 180 something, I forget what it was. And I remember standing on the scale and I was like, this can't be right. Like, I can't live like this. And again, I wasn't obese and I wasn't overweight, but I was just not comfortable in my body. I was at it again. I worked out all the time, again, just doing cardio. I had a full-time job at the time, so I was very, very busy. My company went through a reorg, so they laid everyone off. I got a severance package, and I flew to New York with that. I moved to New York. It'll be 6 years in January, and I only had one thing in mind. I'm gonna go to New York and become a model. My two main goals, though, were walk the runway of Victoria's Secret, and my other goal, which is still kind of, which I won't say no to now, is to be on the cover of Sports Illustrated. I remember in high school, they interviewed me when I was graduating, and they're like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And I was like, on the cover of Sports Illustrated. And I was kidding, kind of. But they printed it, and I have the newspaper still, so it is a goal, but, you know, I tried to not really think about it so much because, again, the whole food thing, and, you know, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, whatever, it was not meant to be. So I moved to New York, and I went to agencies straight away. And in this whole time period, I tried every single diet, with obviously no success. I tried, you know, the low carb, high fat. I tried the no carb. I tried the raw food diet. Never again. I tried being vegetarian. I tried, which is nothing wrong with being vegetarian, but I did it not because of, you know, for the love of animals or whatever. I did it because I wanted to lose weight. So you know, there's nothing wrong with like these diets, but I did it just solely to lose weight, and that's not right. You know, you should want to do something for, you know, for feeling healthier. I always had one thing in mind, was to lose weight, lose weight, lose weight, lose these inches. And I remember I had an agency tell me that they're like, my hip size at that point was like 43 or 42 or whatever it was, something like that. And they're like, you need to get to a 36. We would love for you to be a 34-inch hip, but if you can do 36, we'll bring you on board. I took a picture, or I made a little meme thing, not meme, but like I took a picture and I did a 36 and I made it like really pretty, and I made that my background on my phone so I could always see it and always be reminded that I need to be a 36-inch hip. Hearing myself talk makes me so angry and makes me so sad that I did not know better, because no woman or no girl should have to go through that. I didn't go out with my friends. I didn't go to dinner. I didn't, like, I've been in New York City for like 5.5 years and I have so much to see still because I restricted myself from going out and trying restaurants and trying new foods, and that's just not okay. You do something to your mind and your thoughts, and you drive yourself crazy. And I can honestly say that I got a little crazy, and I went full force into the modeling world. I went into agencies, casting directors, everything, and they all told me the exact same thing. You need to lose weight. Come back, you need to lose weight. You need to lose more weight. You need to lose more weight. And I thought this was normal because, you know, I know what these girls on the magazines look like, and I did not look like that, right? I obviously had more junk in the trunk and more to love, and I thought this is normal, so I'll lose weight and I'll go back and they'll accept me. I did, and in the meantime I went to a casting for a reality TV show called Model Latina, and the only requirement was that you'd be Hispanic. You don't have to be a certain height, weight, whatever, just had to be Hispanic. So I ended up getting on the show, and all the girls on the show were like this. I remember around that time I was like in the 160s, and I keep all my weight in my lower body, so I remember specifically that I was a little bit overweight then, in my terms. So I did the show, everything was great. I remember being called out a couple times for being my weight on the show, and I obviously didn't win. I went home, again, super sad. Every time something happened to me, I would resort to food. Like if, you know, something didn't go my way, I'm just gonna stuff my face with cookies and cake and binge, just because I restricted myself for so long. And I finally got up, I went to the gym again, cut my calories once again, and I went back on the agency. So I would go to all these agencies. I remember I had a board, or like a glass in my room the size of, like, I don't know, it was huge. And I would write down all the agencies and what time their open calls were and when I can go see them and what they're looking for, and I would cross out the ones I would go to, and I would write notes like, this one said my butt's too big, this one said my hair's too dark, this one said I need to lose more weight in my waist, so this one, you know, just because I wanted it so bad. I remember there was like a good, I mean, maybe 2-3 years that I was just like eating less than 1,000 calories a day and doing cardio 2 hours a day, twice a day. So I was doing cardio for 4 hours a day. I can run you through a day of eating. I would eat 1/4 cup of oatmeal in the morning, plain, oh no, with a little bit of honey on top. And then for lunch, I'd have half a can of tuna and half a green apple. Then I would snack on, you know, the Nature's Valley granola bars. I would have one of them with honey on top. And then dinner would be the other half of tuna with half of an apple. And then if I was still hungry at the end of the night, I would have cornflakes, just like plain cornflakes, with a little bit of chocolate sauce on top. That was my dessert. And I distinctly remember I was in my new apartment, and I was laying in bed getting ready to go to bed, and I just look at my FitnessPal, and you know how it tells you your calories you consumed and your exercise and whatever, and the difference. I was looking through it that day, and it said that I consumed 900 calories, and I have never felt more proud. I was like, yes, I ate less than 1,000 calories. I burned 1,000 something. Like, this must mean I'm losing weight. I'm gonna get so skinny in no time. I probably should say that this entire time I was the most depressed person in the world. I mean, I looked super happy, you know, but I love food so much, and just restricting myself and only thinking about this one thing, I need to lose weight, 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 drove me crazy. I hated the fact that that's all I thought about, that that's the only thing that I was in my head, and yeah, I just hated being in that situation. I guess that leads me to my next point. I had an appointment with an agency. At this point, I was like pretty skinny. I was like maybe 145 or something, and I'm 5'10". And remember, models here in New York are like 5'10", 5'11", weighing 115, 110 pounds. So I'm overweight at this point. But I got an appointment from a friend at this one agency here in New York City. It's a relatively good agency. And I bring my book in, and I spoke to the booker, and she's like looking through my pictures, and she's like, oh my god, you're so beautiful, your face is so symmetrical, your pictures are fantastic, let me go take this book back to the other agents and I'll come back. So she leaves, comes back, but this time with a tape measure, and she measures my chest, my waist, and so far so good, and she gets to my hips, and she's like, so sorry, your hips are way too big for us. She's like, have you tried going to the gym? And at this point, like, my bags were full of like my water bottle and my boxing gloves and my sneakers and like everything, and I was like, are you kidding? It's like my second home. And she's like, have you tried yoga? Have you tried hot yoga? Have you tried walking on an incline? Have you tried running? Have you tried this? Have you tried that? And I was like, I've tried everything. Literally, I've tried everything. She said, well, have you tried drugs? And at that point I was like, what am I doing with my life? Like, I'm not gonna take drugs to lose weight. I was like, I'm not gonna do drugs to try to please you. Like, I have no desire to do any kind of drug. Like, it's just not for me. And she's like, well then I'm sorry, you're never gonna make your dreams come true. Excuse me? How do you sleep at night? Like, who are you to tell me that I can't make my dreams come true? So I started crying, like, bad. And she comes over and she like grabs tissues and she's like, you want a tissue? I didn't mean to make you cry. And in my head I was like, lady, how do you sleep at night? Like, how do you tell these people these things and like are okay with yourself? Yeah. So I left there, and again I went home crying my eyes out, and I didn't want to go to work that night. And I even thought to myself, I remember I was on my bed crying my eyes out, and I was like, what am I doing? Like, I left my family, I left my friends for this, for someone to talk so much shit over me, like telling me to do drugs so I can lose weight, and telling me that my dreams would never happen and I would never work as a model. I didn't, like, at that point I wanted to just pack my bags and go home to Miami, but I didn't. I kept with it. I did a pageant. I did this pageant and I got down to 130 pounds. The night of the pageant, I remember walking through a mirror and I was like, Yami, you look good. But then at this point I was not eating the best either. I was eating rabbit food. I was eating lettuce and chicken and pineapple. They had me boil the pineapple skins and drink the tea that comes out of it just because it helps you lose fat. So again, another bad stage in my life mentally. I loved the way I looked physically at that point, but now I look back at those pictures and I'm like, what? Like, you look emaciated. Like, you look, my arms are little now. They were so little, and I just did everything to try to win that competition, and I didn't again. And then again I cried my eyes out because I put everything into everything that I do, and I'm just so passionate about everything that I do that I consume my life around whatever it is I'm trying to achieve. The pageant, the agency, the dance team. And then when it doesn't go my way, I get so emotional and I think, oh my gosh, my life is over and I'm not good enough, and I resort to food. And I think that's because I had such a bad relationship with food, and I always restricted myself from any kind of food. So yeah, I did that pageant, lost, was so sad. My family was in town that weekend. My mom's like, what do you want to eat? Ugh. So she made me Dominican food, and I decided I wanted to make something. Oh, I'm see if I can get this right. I wanted to make sea salt caramel stuffed Nutella cupcakes. So I did. I made it. I invented that recipe. I did it, and I think I made 24 cupcakes, or 16, or I think it was 24. And my mom made this huge thing of rice and Dominican food, and my favorite food in the entire world. And I ate, and I stuffed my face the day after the pageant. And I remember getting on that scale. What the hell did I do? Move forward a week, and I still kept eating whatever the hell I wanted. I gained 12 pounds in 1 week. 12. Because I resorted to food. Something didn't go right, and where was food? Food was my comfort. Food was my best friend, if you will. Or that week, I got a call from one of the coordinators of the pageant, and they're like, do you want to go to Poland and represent the United States? And I was like, fuck, I fucked up. This is, I always do this shit. I always put myself in this position. I shouldn't have eaten all that food. So then what happened? I was leaving, I think, a week. I drastically lowered my calories. Went to the gym, hardcore. I put on like the waist straps to sweat more. I was in the sauna, steam room, everything. I drank the like diuretic tea to try to get to my weight that I was before. I didn't reach it, and I went to Poland anyway. I went to Poland, and it was a great experience. And again, I didn't enjoy the foods that they had to offer because I didn't want to gain weight for the pageant that we were doing. After the pageant, I did try some things, but you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with trying new foods, different cultures, and I at the time didn't do any of that because I was so scared of gaining weight. It just drove me crazy. And then so I came back from Poland, I didn't win, and I had nothing really going on at that time, so I thought, I'm just gonna eat. I thought I was doing the right thing. I'm just not gonna think about food. I'm just gonna eat whatever I wanted when I wanted. Big mistake. I gained, I think, 20 pounds, and I was right up to like 169, 170 at the time. My mentality was, if I have something that I can prepare for, like a goal or like a pageant or like a shoot or like a casting, I could lose weight the easy way, which is starving yourself, and I'll eat after. So at that point I had nothing really planned, so I just ate and ate and ate and ate. I remember, oh man, I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. I remember there was a shoot that somebody wanted me to do. It was like a lingerie company. And so I didn't eat very much leading up to it, but right after, I felt sad. Like, usually you have this high after a photo shoot and you are so excited and you're so proud of yourself for all the hard work and the people you meet, and just, you know, the energy is very good. But I remember leaving that shoot and I was just sad. I was just like, what am I doing with my life? Like, I didn't like the way I looked in the pictures. I was like, I looked horrible. And so again, what did I do? I resorted to food. I went home, and we have this thing here in New York. I mean, they're in a lot of cities now, but insomnia cookies, and if you haven't had it, I suggest you try it. I ordered myself like 8 cookies. I ate the whole thing in one sitting. Again, 8 cookies. And to make matters worse, they delivered it to me, and then like an hour later the delivery guy comes back with the same order, and he was like, here's your order. And I was not gonna tell him that they already delivered it. So I took the 8 cookies and ate them. I ate the cookies. I was so sick to my stomach. I was just like, and I remember I like dropped onto my knees at night and I was like, Lord, please help me, like, take this away from me. I do not want to be in this position anymore. And just like thinking about that makes me really sad, because like, sorry, no one should go through that. You know, there are so many people in this world that make people feel so bad about themselves with the way they look, and that's just not right. Like, sorry. I don't even know where I am right now. As women, we should be more than just what we look like. And yes, now I'm in a field where, you know, your body is pretty much everything. It's your business, right? But right now it's all about being healthier. I don't care to be skinny anymore. I don't care to walk the runways in Milan. I don't care, because my sanity is not worth that. If you're watching this and you want to model, I advise that go into it with a grain of salt. You probably want to do that because you see the models and you see their lives and how great they are and how beautiful, but remember, those models don't even look like themselves. Those images have been photoshopped. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it. Again, I was just eating whatever I wanted, and you know, still thinking I'm too big, but I'm not gonna really get on a diet because I don't like being on a diet and putting my body through that and being sad and depressed. But in June of, I think it was 3 years ago, bodybuilding.com came out with a 6-week challenge, and you won, like, I think it was $100,000 if you won. And I was like, oh, a goal, I can do this. I can get into the best shape of my life, and I can win 100 grand. And so what did I do? I signed up for it, and I meticulously wrote down everything that I was going to eat and do for 6 weeks. And I was so motivated because they introduced weights to me, and I did Ashley Conrad's plan from bodybuilding.com. I'll enter a picture somewhere around here of my transformation, and I was obsessed. I was obsessed with the feeling of working out, with weights, feeling healthy, feeling good. And I should say at this time I was eating clean. I had oatmeal for breakfast, a protein shake after my workout. I had lunch, brown rice and chicken. I didn't win, but I felt so proud of myself but I still felt that there should be more. I started seeing on Instagram people eating like the Pop-Tarts and the donuts and still being ripped. I think I talked about this in one of my videos, and I was just very confused. I wanted to be able to enjoy the foods I liked but still have a nice body. I did some research on flexible dieting, and that, I can truly say, saved my life. I started doing flexible dieting, and I hired a coach to kind of fix my metabolism, because as you guys know, or as you guys can kind of tell now, my metabolism was shot. I messed it up completely, and I hired Jez from Alpha Training Protocols. I'll put all his information down below as well. And he helped me, and we reverse dieted. And I think at one point I got to like 280 grams of carbs, and I was so happy, and I was so lean, and I've never looked back. If It Fits Your Macros really provides sanity for me, and the ability to do what I love and work out and go out with friends and have a good time and eat cake and eat a donut, and obviously not the whole box of donuts, but it teaches you balance, and that is one thing that I did not have in my life. I was always on either side of the spectrum. Either I'm all in or I'm all in the food. Yeah. So now my focus is to improve my body the right way. I'm obviously gonna, I don't want to say relapse, because I don't really relapse. And I don't want to say that I had an eating disorder, but I did have a skewed relationship with food. And you know, I never lost my period or anything, and I never was admitted to the hospital, and I know that there's women out there that have, and just know that there is recovery, and things do get better, but it just takes time, and you're gonna have to want it for yourself before anything else. A little bit about what I want to do and where I see myself going is keep working out, keep getting strong, kind of take my story and inspire other women. I want to continue modeling, but now I'm focused more towards fitness modeling. Although if Sports Illustrated came calling and they want me on the cover of the magazine, I'm not going to say no, because that is my #1 dream. Got it, MJ? Sports Illustrated. Anyway, I want to keep getting strong. I want to keep breaking PRs for myself, and if there's an opportunity where I can be on the cover of a fitness magazine, or you know, any kind of fitness modeling, I'm not going to say no, because that's what I came to do. But it's no longer my #1 priority in life. My #1 priority is to be happy and stay in shape, be healthy, and enjoy my life with the people that I love. And yes, I still do want to model, but after much thought, I'd rather be a role model first. And if I can inspire little girls and women all over the world to stay healthy while pursuing the dreams that they do want to pursue, then I'm happy. I pray that women and girls stop feeling this way, so that they don't have to put their bodies through all this harm. Food is fuel, and if you don't eat, you're gonna shut down eventually, and not just physically but emotionally. And I think sometimes that's more important than the way your body looks. Everyone has a journey, and don't ever compare your story with somebody else's story. You never know where they are, what they're going through. Just be supportive in whatever it is. I don't really know how to wrap this up. But just know that, you know, if you are going through something like this, there is the other side. You will get there, and just reach out to someone that can help you. You can always email me any questions you guys have about anything, and I'll be sure to answer them. I'd love to help you guys out. I guess the takeaway is just stay strong and choose strength. You know, at the end of the day, it's your life and your health, and whatever it is that you're going through right now is going to set you up for your future. Just know that. I know that if I hadn't gone through all of the things that I've gone through, I would not be here right now and talking to you guys through a camera onto your computer screens. So keep up the hard work, choose the higher road, keep your head up, and yeah, choose strength. With that being said, thank you so much for listening to this extreme video. I've never done one of these before, and feels good to get it out. So if you guys have any questions at all, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer them. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.